think Trump supporters love Trump, you're wrong. Liberal-leaning folks can't understand how a third of Americans support Donald Trump without reservation. Countless articles have been written about this so-called mystery. Pundits opine about it endlessly. Shocked Democrats question the morality of their evangelical neighbours. While the latter is certainly a valid critique, most people are missing the most simple reason, which is ego. I've circled the globe many times. I've experienced a vast multitude of cultures and interacted with every conceivable personality type. And I've been on a lifelong quest to understand how our unusually clever species evolved. The one thing that got us up to this point is very likely going to be the same thing that eradicates us from the planet: ego. We all think we're special, as thousands of years of religious beliefs prove. We're all so fantastically unique that we can't just have fleeting lives here on Earth. We must be able to live forever. Or at least our pharaoh or dear leader will. What every Trump supporter sees in Trump is not a great leader. They see themselves. Whenever Trump opens his mouth, they say, "Ha, yeah, that's something I'd like to say," or "Ha, he always says that shit that gets himself in trouble, just like me." They don't admire him because he's rich. He really isn't rich. As his own kids have pointed out, Donald's entire lifestyle is built around going bankrupt, yet continuing to live like royalty. They admire him because his supporters are all also in debt up to their ears. They admire his ability to give the entire world of politics and finance and the elites the middle finger and keep going. It's what they like to do every chance they get, or at least think that they'd do. They don't care that everything he never accomplished was paid for by his daddy's money. They'd like to do exactly the same thing with his daddy's money. Trump's unconditional supporters have to support his gaffes, lies, bizarre antics, and porn star shenanigans because he is each one of them. They live vicariously through Trump's brazen, shit-disturbing chaos because it is what they would or imagine they would do in his stead. None of them would ever behave like Barack Obama. They'd be Trump. And the Dunning-Kruger effect dictates that they are deeply convinced that they're even smarter than Obama is. In fact, they are as smart as Trump. And I have the link to the Dunning-Kruger effect explanation below. Trump supporters don't love Trump. They love themselves. And the Donald is a reflection of the best they could ever imagine being. George Carlin pointed out that the average person just isn't that smart, and 50% of the population is even less smart than average. By the way, all successful comedians are extremely high IQ individuals. Keep that in mind when you're laughing along with their insights. What I hope transpires in my lifetime is that we'll all come to understand that IQ is largely genetically determined, and that many of the world's largest population groups score lower on IQ, no matter how the tests are conducted. It's not culture, it's genes, and it's the facts, not fake news. That being the case, innovation and good global governance is never going to spontaneously spring from every population group. The people who love Donnie aren't deplorable, they're just limited in their ability to see outside of their own craniums. We experimented with political correctness, PC, with gradually increasing intensity over the past 50 years. It turns out that it is counterproductive to the good of humankind. Why? Because it seeks to ignore reality and assume that the rising tide of capitalism will level all boats. Nope. The Dunning-Kruger effect basically dictates that people who are low performers are not good at accepting criticism and don't show interest in self-improvement. See D. Trump. The knock-on effect of political correctness has been to empower the Dunning-Kruger effect and to reassure those who struggle to grasp complexity, who cannot analyze deep data, and are not good at coming up with new ways of doing things, that their brains' hardwired emotional responses to complex problems like global warming are just as valid as those of scientific experts. Not. Human society used to look up at expertise and look down on not-so-smarters' so-called opinions. Now we embrace and promote the opinions, quote-unquote, of those who are operating at the behest of Iron Age religious pronouncements that were only invented to benefit those doing the inventing. For all our sakes, and especially theirs, we need to reject PC and point out that emotional reactions have zero validity in the debate over what to do next with the planet in order to save our collective asses. There are speedboats and rowboats out there, and we need to put mechanisms in place to put the speedboats out in front in trying to keep us from exterminating our species along with the rest in this sixth global extinction, while doing the best we can to improve the lot of the rowers. Donnie is a rowboater. America cannot afford to have another one in charge, ever. Thank you so much for watching. And if you got this far, that likely means you have a sincerely curious mind. And curious people tend to be high on the IQ bell curve, which makes you a member of my target audience. If you'd like to comment down below, I'd be more than happy to have an intellectual debate with you. The only thing I'd request is that before you comment, take a moment to consider whether the point you want to make is based upon well-researched facts, scientific evidence, proven effective policies, a balanced, nuanced point of view, and actual intellectual analysis that you've conducted inside your brain, or whether you're simply knee-jerk reacting to hardwiring in your brain that either leans right or leans left, or to dogma that you've been indoctrinated with by religion or someone whose views tend to reflect your brain's hardwiring. Sadly, most people can't control their brain's hardwiring very well, and this is the cause of all of the world's polarization and political battles. I'm a centrist, so I see both sides of most arguments, and I really like talking to other centrists because genuinely progressive, practical solutions come out of those discussions. Talking to hardwired folks on the left or right just leads to shouting matches and frustration. If you've watched a few of my videos and I've managed to change the way that you see the world, even just a little bit, then please consider either clicking on the PayPal link below to buy me a beer or becoming an ongoing patron by clicking on the Patreon link. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side of the camera again sometime soon. I hope you got something out of my thinking, and if you think I deserve it, please click on the thumbs up sign down below. If you'd like to watch more of my insights into what drives our sometimes peculiar behavior, please click on the links beside me to other videos I've posted. To get notified when I put something new out, click on the subscribe link below me. If you feel inclined to really help me out, do all of the above, as it helps my ranking on YouTube go up.